here at TED Summit. Hope there'll be several going forward. How are you liking your day so far? Is it a good day? I'm not hearing a lot of excitement. Awesome. Telestax last year, what we did is instead of giving you box diagrams of what our architecture looks like, we thought that it was better if we would bring up a partner of ours or a customer of ours that has actually implemented something quite relevant on top of the platform. And today I've got Daniel, who is going to be, he is the partner for this particular presentation today. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you a couple of little statistics that we have incurred over the last year, and then also do a little housekeeping for you. So Restcalm, we are the company behind Restcalm. This is my objective for the next couple years going forward, since Telestax tends to be a pretty best-kept secret, but Restcalm is not. And we are definitely the company behind it. We do have an open source version of it. It's available on GitHub, and we do have a commercial license available. Most of our customer partners that are pushing products out into the marketplace take advantage of the commercial product because we offer single code lines. We're basically an enterprise class product with support SLAs and so on and so forth. This just gives you an idea. Over the last year, the community has just exploded with Restcalm, and the phenomenon just continues to happen. What I did is I collected these statistics off of Black Duck and put them up against some of the more popular open source applications that are out there. And much to, I shouldn't say much to the company's surprise, but to my surprise, since I was relatively new to the company, you're looking at all-time commits just off the charts. It is an amazing project with an incredible group of people that are backing it, the committers, the core team, the engineers, so on and so forth. Years of developer effort, you're looking at about almost close to 1,400 years of developer effort combined. Code base in millions, 4.67 million lines of code. That's a lot of code. There's a reason I haven't completely caught up on this platform yet, because there's millions of lines of code. Active monthly contributions, we've gone up 129% this year alone. One thing that we also do, just to give you folks an idea as to how committed we are to making sure that we have this active community and making sure that people that represent us understand the product, is any partner that is on our website that belongs to our partner program must be an active committer. This is important because anybody that brings in a partner of ours that is on our website, we want to make sure that they are representing Restcalm as though they were an employee of ours. And we've had some really good experiences with these particular partners. So the Restcon last year Telestax held a Restcon couple of days, and that was a VIP opportunity where it was invitation only to our customers. And I thought that was a little narrow-sighted, quite frankly. I thought that perhaps maybe what we needed to do, given the size of the project and given the community, is we really needed to open up Restcon to the community at large. And in doing so, what we decided is I made a suggestion that we start supporting community of the commercial folks that are building on top of Restcalm, as well as all of our open source people. And we will be, Restcalm is now going to be a community event for the community, by the community. It is going to be for you to attend, anybody that is working with Restcalm, to network and learn. It will be a mix of technical and business presentations, so it'll be Telestax core engineering team. We'll be talking about code samples and exactly how to do things using Restcalm. It'll be a place to come to learn how the developers are actually using it and putting it into action. It will be partners and customers that will be talking about what they have done. Platform for key product announcements. So we have actually some pretty exciting product announcements that we're staging at this point in time. It's going to be the go-to place to actually come and learn what we are doing and learn. We will be announcing all of our key product announcements and whatnot at this event. And it will be also a place to find out whether our future product direction, and our current plan is to be held in Q2 of 2017. It will be someplace in Europe at this point. We will continue Europe. We also are branching into the US, so we're making a foray into the US. But that is not going to affect the Q2 2017. Learning opportunities. We do have that website, the workshop that Alan mentioned. If you do want to attend it, we have space currently, limited space, because the room will only hold so many people. If this is something that you're interested in attending, I do ask that you go over to our website. There's a little icon advertisement on the homepage of the website and sign up so that we can at least make sure there's lunch for you and a seat. The webinar, we do have a webinar coming up, and it also is going to be up on our homepage probably maybe in about the next 20 minutes. And it is, we are very keen on SMS. I'm like an SMS junkie inside the company at this point. But it will be a webinar that just talks about increasing revenues using SMS. And if you listen to most of the presentations today, SMS is a core part of it. It's the way data is moving from A to B. And I do have an interesting, I have got a CTO of Hook Mobile who will be presenting. And I also have the CTO of Lumen, which is an intelligent bot company that will be presenting and providing a bot demo. So that's going to happen December 1st. And it will also be on demand. So if you sign up, Moshe's been my victim of a webinar. You can actually go over and listen to Moshe's webinar off the website. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to the more important person that is going to be presenting, and it is Daniel Sendin. And is Achilles here? Is he going to present?
Yes, no, he's not going to present by for the QA.
Okay, Achilles is here, but he's going to be the silent partner because he's the CEO and he gets to be. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, Nancy and Telestax, for this opportunity. Let me try to close this one. Okay, thanks. So basically, our idea is to share with you basically what NACA is thinking about MVNOs in the future, but also we try to share also some opportunities, business opportunities that we think that is possible here with you guys, developers, in order to improve the actual situation in the telecom market. I call it survival kit, but I really do not like, because MVNOs are always suffering about surviving here, surviving there, always behind niche and everything. So I would like to call it growth at the end. Okay. Okay. Here's a small summary about the overview. Blah blah blah. Okay, but I will continue. I go directly to the bone. Our understanding of roaming situation basically is that you know already now. I mean that the countries are trying to merge together and try to unify, regulate everything on the roaming business. No? And it is a reality that, for example, the European Union is already verbalizing this kind of business cases, and MVNOs has less opportunities in this sense. Also, on top of it, we have also tier 1 operators like Vodafone and Telefonica, which are merging together in order to increase also this pushing on this restriction in the return of investment for our MVNOs. So, as an MVNO, what we can do? So, for sure, the multi-IMSI on your device, that will help, for sure, because at the end, you can embrace the seamless opportunity of having local tariff and fight against it. We work already with the eSIM and the regular SIM. Basically, eSIM, what it's doing right now in terms of specs or what is already in the trend, we have already in place, but we don't need the eSIM, so we do it in regular SIM. Our technology is able to do the same features as the eSIM is doing. That's why it says, okay, eSIM future? Yes, it is future because it has to happen. But also I'm challenging here about the regular SIM and the networks. Okay. as an MVNO, you said, okay, maybe I can pay, I have local tariff, and maybe all these foreigners or the tourists that goes to my country, okay, so maybe can buy my SIM card, and okay, then I can have some captive customers. But the reality, what I see 5 years ago, when I go to the airport, I used to have these booths now where you said, okay, local tariff, you buy a prepaid SIM card, and you can make cheap calls. No, the reality, obviously, it has some hidden costs on it. Well, what I saw is like if you go now to the airport, there's no more people around making queues, etc. So I assume that the customers will learn that it's not so simple, just waiting a queue, buy a prepaid card, and maybe it's cheap, maybe not, hidden cost on it, who knows. And also, we saw that some regulations in some certain countries, like in Asia, for example, maybe it's difficult to get it. In Switzerland, you have to be present, you have to give a passport, they have to take a look to you, and they acknowledge. So this is quite difficult. And as an MVNO, maybe we can grow combined with other products, smartwatches, tracking devices, who knows, no? So basically, what I'm going to say is, okay, we have NACA, we have the multi-MC, so what? So what are we going to do now, no? NACA is not a mobile operator, we just only a platform. So basically we are interconnecting the different countries with the local integrations with the different of the strategic of our customers, no, our partners. Here is an example what we're doing this year. Some of them will be finished by the Q1 of next year. Those are the countries. Obviously, some of them are very important. We invest a lot of R&D in SIM network conversations because at the end, if you have different SIMs, MCs on it, the interaction between the devices and the SIM card, you have to work very, very tight on this in order to make it seamless for the user experience. I mean, the user cannot stay there and say, okay, it's not working because it's not switching or something like that. And that's why in this case, we use Telestax, many different approaches, his platform and the flexibility, which is very important for us, having sort of partnerships with some kind of this. So it is sufficient to grow with this multi-MC in the sphere MVNO business? For sure not. I mean, at the end, we need to find some symbiotic markets to combine. I mean, the coexistence. For example, we are just finalizing and introducing what is called the Coco Watch, which is a child control watches for the kids. I have here a couple of them. Let me see here. Those ones. This is already in the market. It will be in the market. It contains also some SIM card on it, so they are able to track the child's. Let me see if I can go to the web page. No, maybe not. Okay. So the thing is, this is one case. So this kind of case. Traditional business, maybe we can hit traditional business, like for example, finance. Why not? I mean, at the end, NACA says, okay, why telecommunication needs finance as finance needs telecommunication? That is a reality. In order to grow, finance needs to improve telecommunications, IoT, mobility, e-wallets, etc. And we do provide this experience. So last year we announced that we embrace already this finance sector in the company. And okay, what happened since then is basically we found a lot of entry barriers. Obviously, some of them are very, let's see, very traditional in terms of licensing. So we see that each country has his own money license, and there's not an association or something that interconnects all of them. And we see that also the interconnection cost between different countries to send money here or money there. There's somebody in the middle, a man in the middle, who is picking up, and there's a high cost on this. So, based on this experience, we launched the e-wallet. And then the funny thing is, what is the E in front of the wallet? No, is it electronic? Is it enhanced? I mean, at the end, what is it? No. So let me show you something. Basically, The MIT this year made a survey across different vice presidents in the United States and different sectors, and they talk, okay, what is your strategy in terms of new technology to be invested in the next 3 to 5 years? The funny thing is that in banking, we can see that they are trying now to de-invest, or basically to not focus on mobile business, and they are starting now to move on the IoT business, which basically we will talk later, but this is what NACA is also doing this year we started with it. And in telecommunication, it's also funny because it is the same. They try to less focus on the mobile. Why? Because technology on mobile, they invest in 4G, all this technology, which has a little return of investment by now. It's a huge cost, everything is flat, over-the-top applications, so they are suffering like this, and they try to embrace IoT also. So it's quite funny. So how about IoT? Okay, I think in the last years I see a lot of debate if it's end-to-end is the same as IoT, IoT is the same end-to-end. It is really the next generation what it is. No? I mean, the actual trend, I think, what I read last time was that IoT was more like the one-to-end or end-to-end relationships between the devices, and M2M is more or less a one-to-one device. No? I call it next generation because normally M2M devices are normally trained to have simplex communication with a lot of service usage. So at the end, for the telecommunication operator, it's a lot of revenue. So there's not a lot of revenue, and that means it's not good for the business. But in the other side, IoT, since there's a coexistence of different devices talking to each other, it creates more services. And that's why we said, okay, IoT seems to be banking, telecommunication is trying to focus on the IoT. Hey, NACA starts to have the IoT in the finance sector. So what we did is, okay, we have NACA multi-IMSI solution. We have different IMSIs where we can provide basically a problem that is some countries has. For example, Brazil. Brazil, we know there's a vast country. It's a huge country. Each different operators is focusing on different areas. Like we can say, okay, Vivo maybe says big cities, and Nextel says, well, I want to have this, and this city. So what happened with the rest of the small cities in Brazil, no? And then there are local operators. So what we do is with multi-IMSI, we're able to take these IMSIs, local IMSIs, put it together on the same card, and offer this solution to our point of sales. And what happened? At the end, the point of sale, the payment gateway says, okay, I need that is the point of sales is fully operative, always. Has coverage, data problems, whatever. And that's the two needs we are focused. Point of sales, which I think is a lot of potential also for you guys for development in terms of these communications, and the geo-tracking. I mean, I call geo-tracking plus because at the end nowadays, just sending the location of the device is not sufficient, no? And that's where the IoT came into place. And obviously, in the IoT, we came to domestic products introduction. So this, again, yeah. How about e-wallet? As I said, during the last year, we learned a lot about it. We know that somehow it requires some association, something that it controls, do some mediation, some clearing housing, like the GSMA is doing for us in terms of roaming and different things that the association is doing. That's for us. We see that also there's a huge diversification of the e-wallet. I mean, 99% of the e-wallets are regional, I mean, country or between two countries. So it doesn't make sense to have an e-wallet in your country, which is very popular, but then you go vacation, I don't know, to Spain, and you cannot use it. So it's quite useless in this sense, no? So, and here's also a challenge for you. It will be that, okay, why not doing a confederation of e-wallets, no? Like a central system, like a clearing house for us. But why we're talking about Matrix is doing this centralization of things, and in terms like everything is in the matrix and like this, and yeah, why not? Well, at the end is why not everybody is talking to each other, and that's why we talk about this having no partnership with the different e-wallets. And about transferring money, last year in the presentation we talked about the potentials. It still has a huge potentials. A lot of money flowing between countries. There are many people who are expats working for the family, sending money to the country, and it's a lot of potentials. full mobility banking. I mean, it is a must, no? As I said already in the MIT study, I mean, retail banking in your hands is already a reality. I mean, traditional banking is already dead. As you may know, some of the biggest banks in the world are de-investing or shutting down offices in trying to enhance and reduce costs in order to embrace this new area of electronics. The funny thing is, we already have relationship with Visa and MasterCard in order to provide such products in terms to use the security measures that are already in the SIM cards, together with the chip that has already this prepaid card. And this is an interesting thing about the full mobility. I mean, now we are able to merge expenses and cost and control both of it. Why? Because at the end, you have the e-wallet, but you have also the point of sales, and you can mix both to it, no? And we are now with the government of South Africa, starting now a student solution, because then they find out that these customers, these students, they get the money like for help, and they spend the money for something else, despite not for the students, no? And they say, okay, we need something that controls or categorizes the purchase of the thing with the expense of the customers, no? At the end, the point of sales categorize the purchase. I mean, at the end, there's a fraud. I mean, if you buy a drink, you can able to use the e-wallet, but you can buy, if you buy some pens, then you're able to buy it. And we use and this at the end has required telecommunication. So at the end, the SIM card is on it. We have also debit cards that is going to give into these students. So in summary, we invest a lot in all-in-one solutions. I mean, it's true, IoT, apps on the map, finance, telecommunications, but we create different verticals that helps the different, and at the end create a synergy of all of them. I mean, at the end, the apps with the finance and telecommunication, IoT, everything is interrelated. I mean, the business is there. There's a lot of things to do, and it really is very interesting. NACA tries to transfer the experience of being local, yes. As I said, we use the multi-MC, we invest a lot in different countries that our partners are doing here, there, and there. And yeah, we're expanding more and more in different countries. We never lose the entrepreneurship, I mean, in the roaming area. And that's why we are focusing on seamless roaming services in every different vertical. And this semiotic, I mean, at the end, this MVNO services, I mean, like child control watches or point of sales. At the end, these IoT devices, we also investing a lot in order to grow as an MVNO, and letting also our MVNOs also to grow on different sectors. And for sure, in order to have this, it's impossible unless we have partners like Telestax, which it goes beyond, it's open source. The community is really trying a lot of effort, changes, variations, and that's all. So thanks for listening.
Excellent. Thank you, Daniel, for keeping us to time. Do you have any questions from the audience? If not, I'll ask one quick question. The child watches,
yes.
Where are they available?
Not yet. We are in implementation phase. We have also the apps in iOS, in Android market. And right now we are on the sales channels to be ready before Christmas.
And which countries will it be available in?
I think Achilles is more on that strategy part.
Okay.
And what would be the prices?
The price of this magic device is less than 100 euros. Includes the SIM card and also the prepaid.
Cool. Excellent. Again, a round of applause for Nancy and Daniel for excellent presentation. Thank you so much.